Hey, I'm Preston C Howell, and you're watching the Life Taco Podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, or welcome back to it.
Oh yeah, it's been a year, right?
Yeah. So anybody that doesn't know, Preston C Howell from NBC's The Voice, Acapop Kids, and Life Taco, episode 6. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've been exploring life right now. Right now I'm in senior year. It's my last year before the big 18 and then career change, like career I guess beginnings, not change, but yeah, it's where it all happens. So I'm just been preparing.
Yeah, that's so crazy. You're starting off at 18 with already having like a full career. That's wild.
I mean, it's tough because this is like the point of like everyone's life where they're like figuring out what they want to do with the rest of their life. So it's hard. I mean, I've been going through so many mind like different fixes. Like, do I want to like, because it's for college you kind of have to pick like a certain route, and then you can branch off afterwards. But I've been thinking. I've been playing with some options, but yeah.
Yeah, you played with some options with your hair.
Oh yes, I forgot. It's a year. Okay, yeah. So I changed my hair. I guess it started like in June of last year. So I guess right before that we had our interview, and then that's yeah. I guess yeah, it's new. Yeah, but
Yeah, when you posted that you cut it, I was like, no, not before the podcast, but it still looks about the same.
yeah. But
I like it. It's cool.
thank you.
Yeah, last time we talked, it was like in the middle of like, or just past the middle of like COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how has life been getting out of that finally and like moving forward?
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a lot better from last year when everything was absolutely shut down. I was like basically my face was like everything was all social media, like because that's what we had to do. It was everything was Zoom, everything was not in person, so everything's kind of shifted back to normal ish, and it's been nice. I've been I got to visit my colleges finally because when I was a junior, which was last year, they our school canceled the college trip thing, so we couldn't really do that. So I did a few trips this year, but
Oh, where'd you go?
yeah. So I went just recently. I went to Nashville to visit Belmont University and to check out their program, and it was awesome. Before that, I went to USC to check out them, and that's a beautiful school. And then I had been to Berkeley this summer actually for the 5-week program. I don't know if you know about that, but I went to Berkeley for 5 weeks for like a camp for like music, and it was the best thing ever. It was like it's a whole experience for like almost like you're like getting a college vibe, but not in college yet, so kind of like how it goes before you actually go in. So that's what that was about, and that was awesome. So I got to basically, I mean, I lived there for like 5 weeks, so I visited there, and I love Boston so much. That's where Berkeley is, and the College of Music is just it's so like I don't know. I just love the fact that it's so music based. It like gives me like life, I love it. But
Yeah, so you're gonna go to Berkeley.
I haven't made the decision yet. The decision deadline is May 1st. That's when I have to kind of just forget all my other like not other options, but like I have to pick where I want to go May 1st. So I'm still dwindling it down. It's been tough. There's a lot of things I want to do, so I gotta pick.
Are you leaning in a certain direction or?
For me, it's not really been leaning in a direction. It's just been more like what I want to do because I feel like almost I would have great experiences. I would have the same amazing opportunities at each school, each different school, but it would kind of be like, oh, like almost like I don't know if you watched the show. It's a show called Ordinary Joe. It was like on TV, and it was almost he had like 3 options in the beginning of in the show, and each option was like a different life path. So that's what I feel like is kind of going on now. Like I have to pick one because they're all going to be good for me, but it's where technically I'm going to end up.
Yeah. What are your the choices? Like what are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah. So for Berkeley and Boston, it would be focusing more on music and, kind of not leaving behind the acting at all, because I would for sure try to take classes at Edmonds. They have like almost like a sister school right next to it, like a film school, and I would try to take classes there if I went to Berkeley. But that would be for the more music, because I would get a music degree, whether it was like music business, music engineering, producing. It would all be music based. So then there's New York, which has heavily, for me, like all the schools I'm looking at in New York is heavily acting, like acting. So it'd kind of be like flip flop. I would still do music, but it would be focused on more acting, maybe like a conservatory, either Stella, or I don't know. I would look at different schools, but it would be mainly for acting, and that's also exciting for me because I would love to be an actor. So I don't know. It's really tough. And then Belmont would be right in the middle of those two, because it's kind of just it's a huge school. It's amazing. It's huge. But I would go for music, but I would probably get like a minor in their acting program or their musical theater program. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny because last year you said you weren't really thinking about doing college, and now now you're like
Oh,
all deep into it.
I'll explain that a little better, because I said that and I meant that. I really had I was like, college, let me just do what I do. I'll do it like right out of high school. But that changed, that clicked, like changed in the summer when I went to 5 week for at Berkeley, and it was kind of just like a life experience that made me realize I do need to learn a lot more. I was there at especially the musicianship classes. Sorry about that. The musicianship, and it was like, oh, oh my gosh. There's so much that's like hidden behind. Oh, it's just singing, right? It's so easy. No, no, no. It's gonna be tough, and there's a lot of things I still need to learn. So I kind of needed that experience for sure.
That's cool. There's still things for you because you've been doing it forever. It kind of seemed like
Yeah.
you had it down.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yes, I sing and I can do all that stuff, but I kind of want to focus more on the theory aspect of it. The theory, like, behind the music, trying to create the music. Also leaning towards maybe creating some film scores. I mean, that's just like another random option that just kind of really interests me. And I love everything in the entertainment industry, so it's kind of been tough to try to like nail down a specific, path.
Yeah, you have the best problem in the world. All these great options.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. My mom was saying that, my best friend said that, and it's good, but yeah, I for sure I'm like happy that it's this problem rather than not having any options, but it's still tough. But
Yeah. um, so earlier this year, last year, you got Homecoming King.
oh yeah, last year at my school, it was November, I think, and it was on that had the homecoming football game, and yeah, that was just a really exciting moment of my high school. I mean, it was kind of shocking. I went in kind of just being glad that I even got nominated, being out on the field, because every all the nominations come up and then stand with their guardian, and then we all they kind of pick one, whatever. And then I was just kind of shocked. I was like, what? I think there's a video that my friend has of me getting it, like saying like, oh, Preston Howell, and then me going like, I looked at my mom because I was with my mom, and oh my gosh, it was exciting. It was awesome. It was a great moment.
It's funny you're surprised to win that. The guy that like got onto The Voice and all this stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
like should be pretty used to winning things. um, Puma, you got the Puma commercials going. How did that start?
So it started. My one of my friends, my really close friends. I don't know if you know Mackenzie Brooke, right?
I'm vaguely familiar. I think.
Yeah, yeah. So we've been friends for, I don't know, since we were 5 or 6, and she's the girl I did all the suicide awareness campaign with, and yeah, so we did that together, and she kind of reached out. She was like, hey, I have this opportunity, and we want to like have a partner with Puma, and we want to do like all these branding things, like pictures. We post pictures on Insta, make TikTok dances. with the shoes and some clothes. And I was like, she was like, oh, first she was like, would you want to do that? And I was like, would I want to do that? Of course, that's amazing. And so we did that, and yeah, it's been amazing. All the shoes that I got, I mean, I still wear because they're like nice shoes. I mean, like it's not just something I pose for a picture and take them off. No, I wear those, so it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool that you get to keep them.
yeah, that's amazing. It's fun.
Yeah. So you did some work with, and I got a picture here, with the Salvation Army.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
I was scared for that picture right there.
yeah, where was that? And what exactly did you do here?
That was, I believe it's called Gatorland. It's in Orlando, and that's kind of where the hub was for that campaign or foundation. And it was awesome because they were really focused on raising money for I think they wanted mainly just to build like more apartment like housing type of buildings so that we could put more like families for homeless families, and it was really nice. It was uplifting, if you will. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, and around Christmas time last year, we're just going through all the stuff that you did since you've been awesome. since the last time we did the podcast. So around Christmas last year, you performed with as part of the City of Coral Gables annual tree lighting with Nina Martinez and your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was an amazing experience. They hadn't done that in like 2 years because of COVID. So it was kind of like, oh, well, they're doing it again. Like it's a huge thing. It's a huge tree lighting ceremony, and they were just kind of like, oh my gosh, we need to do this again. It's the first year they could do it since COVID, but yeah, they reached out to me, and I was like, absolutely, this is amazing. I love that. It's back again. There was a huge crowd. Like when I say huge, I was not expecting. Imagine, I can't even, like, if you've ever been in one of those big malls where they have like kind of like the center area, just imagine that filled with people, full. And it was so amazing. I got on stage and I was like, oh my gosh, I got kind of that feeling of like The Voice, because that's basically as many people were there. It was shocking, but I was so happy to do it. And so I sang a bunch of Christmas songs, and it was an amazing experience. I had so much fun that day. We went out to eat after, and it was awesome. They put like the snow, that like not real snow because we were in Miami, but the little foam, you know what I'm talking about, like fake snow foam type of look, like a thing. Yeah. So they had that, and that was just awesome. We took some pictures and stuff.
That's funny. I think I've seen the pictures, and I didn't even think about how like that couldn't possibly be real snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first concert I went to after COVID was Lane Hardy. He won American Idol, and then he was performing down at Knuckleheads. What was your first concert, or was that your first one since COVID started or ended or whatever?
It started. I think that was my first like performance after COVID. I can't think of anything else. It was for sure, if anything, my biggest, because in general, throughout all of my career, probably one of the biggest concert type of things, and it was awesome.
Yeah, what's the last concert that you've went to that was somebody else performing?
Last concert, I haven't been to a concert in a while, but I was right outside of a Billy Joel concert. I was dying to get in. I was just a hair late. I couldn't, because it was at Berkeley actually, and they were performing at the Fenway Park, and I was just in a class, and then all my friends were texting me they didn't have the class at that time because it's like scattered, and they were like, bro, Billy Joel is performing, we gotta get tickets. And I was like, what? No, I ran, but it was super close, but I couldn't get in. But I listened. We like set out outside, and then we just chilled in chairs and we just listened to the music. It was still amazing. But I'd say that one.
Yeah, you must have some friends that are fans of music, because I don't know anybody that would text me and be like, Billy Joel's in town.
Yeah. No, since it was Berkeley 5 week, everyone there is obsessed with any type of music, anything that's playing.
Yeah. Speaking of acting, you were part of the cast of Once Upon a Christmas Eve. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that started up Well, they've been working on it for a while, but just in December, like December around like December 15th, I got a call saying, "Hey, we need this character." I'm not gonna give too many details because it's a movie that's coming out for this Christmas. But they were like, "Hey, we need a role," and I was like, "Absolutely." It was actually the time where I was like heavily considering going into film and TV, and so this was a perfect opportunity. I looked at my mom and I was like, "Well, let's do it. I'm not doing anything else Christmas break. Let's just do it." And so we planned it out, and we signed some contracts, and I was like, already there. We were already filming. It was quick. I had to learn some lines, and then yeah, it was a great experience. I'd have to say that's probably the main reason I really want to go into film and acting right now, because even watching the director Dominic Giannetti, he he and Hector Davis Jr. were working together for that project mainly, and it was a great experience because I learned a ton about film. I mean, I had never really like that heavily been into like a film like directing type of like looking thing. So I got in, we were filming, and everything they were saying kind of just like it made me like it inspired me to want to do it. And I was like, this is amazing. Like why hadn't I figured this out before? But I'm hoping to work with them again. They're amazing. Um, and yeah, it's coming out for this Christmas, I hope. And it's amazing. You definitely need to watch it. You got to watch it.
Yeah. Are you one of the main characters in it, or like a side
Yeah.
character?
So I mean, yeah, the cast is only about uh, I would say around like 8 or 9, 10 people. So I'd say yeah, one of the main characters.
Nice. And you were with let's see, Hector David Jr., Green Ranger from Power Rangers Samurai, and the other name's a little bit harder, Najee Day Teach.
Nah, yeah, yeah. They were both Power Rangers back in the day, and I was a Power Rangers fan, and so was my brother. My brother was probably even more than me. He texted me, he's like, "Bro, are you kidding me? You're doing a freaking movie with them?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that." And he was away at college, so we couldn't even come down to visit. But oh my gosh, we were just like, "This is amazing." You get to work with people who professionally. I mean, they all have professionally worked, but that's like something that we watched when we were little, like little, and that's just amazing.
Yeah, that's Power Rangers for me. Like I was big on it, but I'm older than you, so like I was like the original Power Rangers. Like
Yeah,
that's still one of my favorite movies. I'll go back and watch that movie from the 1996. Like
yeah,
it's so goofy and cheesy and stuff, but I love it. It's, even now, maybe just the nostalgia. I don't know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, you were singing those some occasionally, pretty often on the weekends at where was it?
It
The
was
shops somewhere.
the shops at Pembroke Gardens. It's right outside like where I live, the area, so I'm like quite familiar with it. But we usually just go there to shop around. But then they came with the option to like, oh, like we can perform here, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. And I got a little group together. We had a drummer, a guitarist. Um, I was the pianist, and then we got a bass guy, and it was kind of just like it wasn't anything stressful. It was never like too, it was never like any stress, but it was just performing out to have fun. We invited as many people as we could, and it was just a Saturday night. It was once a month. I think we did like the third or fourth Saturday of every month, and just got out there and chilled, rocked out, did a bunch of covers, and it was always a great night.
Yeah, I actually tried to do it a few times. I'm like, I don't know when it's gonna be though.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah,
wanted to come and see you.
yeah. No, I
That
don't
would
know.
be awesome. Maybe next year. Maybe
Yeah,
if you're not going to college.
yeah, we'll see about that, but
um,
for sure,
but
if
yeah,
it happens again, I'll let you know so you can come out.
you sang a pretty like wide variety of things. One of them was like Garth Brooks, The Dance. I was
Yeah,
like, holy crap, he can sing country.
yeah. So that's one of my mom's favorite songs, and she was like, she had come to like an idea. She was like, oh my gosh, you should sing this song, and I was like, I mean, why not? It's a fun night. They actually we used to like ask the crowd. They're like, oh, like what do you guys want us to sing? We'll just do it like improv. And that's what we did, and it was kind of just super chill. So my mom was like, you need to sing this song. I'd love. It's my dream to hear you sing this song. And I was like, okay, okay. So yeah, we got out that song, and it was awesome. It was like very different for for me, like as a singer, because I never really like sang like something that like I don't know, bassy. You know, it was like no dance. It was like very like like that, and it was kind of like cool to sing. I never really tried it, so
Yeah, it sounded so good in just that little clip. I'm like, he needs to post this on YouTube. It sounded so. I listened to a lot, like over and over. I'm like, man, this is
yeah,
really good.
yeah. I have people telling me that I should become a country singer, and I'm like, that's just for me. Like so, like I haven't thought about it at all. It's so far off, but like, my voice is kind of like built in a way where I probably could, and so like maybe you might see me at the what is it old the place in Nashville. I can't even remember. Um, it's the big stage, the country stage. But yeah, I was saying, see me performing there one day.
Yeah, I hate country music. 90s music, 90s country is good. Like what Garth Brooks.
Yeah,
Like I like him and like some 90s stuff, but I don't like the current stuff though. So
yeah. What's the guy? I can't even remember any country songs anymore. But yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. The new country.
I forgot to mention it the last time that we talked, but do you speak French?
Do I speak French? I wish. I wish I spoke.
You sang that the prayer song on YouTube. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, oh, crap, he
yeah.
can speak French. What is this?
I learned that song in French, but yeah. I mean, I actually one of my goals in life is to speak at least like 4 or 5 languages. I'm trying to get into Japanese. I love Japanese culture. Anything like their TV, like all their shows that they make over there and then they bring over here. Oh my gosh, it's like I wonder why we're not creating as good entertainment over here. And I'm like, it's just amazing culture. So I'd love to learn Japanese, which is weird, but
What shows are you talking about?
so yeah. Well, first of all, I it's kind of like a secret, but I'm kind of into like some anime. So
I was thinking, I'm like, all I can think of is like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like,
but yeah. Me and my brother just have the past like year, we've been like looking at some few animes, and it's just kind of like it's really cool to me how you can create such a story and such like inspiring stories too. Not even just like regular stories, but just great TV with just animation.
yeah, that's I don't know. That's like a cool, quirky thing to hear from because like
Yeah,
yeah, Homecoming Queen, Mr. Cool, and all this stuff, and then it's like I like anime. That's awesome.
yeah. I'm actually I'm watching One Piece right now, and it's gonna take a while to finish because I looked at how many episodes there were, and oh my goodness. But yeah,
That's funny. Um, but oh, back to that. You learned French. I mean, you learned just that song. Like you didn't actually know French. That's crazy impressive. What the heck? Like to be singing it and not even know what the words mean and stuff like that's wow.
it was kind of just I tried a repetitive thing, try to like always listening to it, and trying to get those words down. I talked to one of my vocal coaches that I think she had some experience in French, and so she gave me some tips like, oh, say this way. Oh, you can't say this way. And then there was also some looking on YouTube and checking if I was saying things right. But it was nice. It was fun. So
Yeah, that's crazy impressive. I'll have the YouTube link in the bio just like last time.
yeah.
But you haven't really posted much on YouTube. Well, anything at all in the last while. Like what's going on with that?
So yeah, I'm really right now just focusing on finishing out high school. It's been really tough these past 2 years. I've been trying to get that GPA a little higher because once I went to Berkeley, especially, and figured that I kind of did want to go to college for real, I looked at my GPA and I was like, ooh, okay, let's work on this. So I've been really focusing on getting those grades up, and it's been working. I finally got a good GPA. I'm proud of myself, but yeah, it's been tough. But been focusing on a few different things.
Yeah. Hopefully you can post something soon on there.
Yeah, no, I'm for sure. I want to. There's a few songs that I'd love to cover right now, especially after West Side Story came out. Have you watched West Side Story on Disney Plus? Oh my goodness, you should for sure go watch that because I didn't really want to at first. My mom was like, "Oh, have you watched West Side Story, and I was like, oh no, I haven't, like, whatever, because I hadn't even ever seen the musical, like, ever anywhere, and so I was like, yeah, let's just go see it, let's watch it, and so we watched it, and I don't know, I fell in love. I fell in love with that musical. Every day I listen to the soundtrack, and it's shocking to me how beautiful the music is and how amazing the story, based off of the Romeo and Juliet type of storyline. But I fell in love with that musical, and so I want to sing a few songs from there. That's what I was saying.
Okay, so a few songs from that movie. That's cool.
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? Stuff, not your own stuff, like other people's
Some
stuff.
different music. Yeah. So, well, one obviously that I just said, the West Side Story, but other stuff. Just turning on the radio sometimes, and on my phone they have like Apple Music. They have like almost like the Discovery on Spotify, but like Apple Music type of thing, and it gives me like a bunch of music that is like kind of catered towards my likes and my downloads. And so yeah, I've been trying that out, and there's some cool music I've been finding. I can't even think of the names because it's kind of just like, oh, add it to my library. Don't even look at the name, just listen to it. And so I've been doing that, and it's awesome. I just drive and listen to the music. Oh, that too. I'm driving now because I didn't have my license last year, but I just got my license, so finally breaking free.
Yeah, last time you said something like, "You're like, I think I'm a good driver, but my mom doesn't."
Yeah. Oh my gosh, no. I've proved my mom a little wrong on that one. Sometimes she hates my driving, but I feel like I'm a pretty safe driver.
So for acting for that movie that you did, just something that popped into my head, like, was that difficult to remember the lines, or was that easy for you?
So it wasn't horribly difficult because we kind of just we filmed it like in like groups, like in days. So every day we'd have like a different amount of scenes that we'd film, and so I'd look at like the schedule. Oh, we're filming these scenes. I have these lines in those scenes. So instead of like trying to learn all the lines at once, I kind of just learned, oh, these scenes. I learned those lines, and then the next day I'd have to memorize these lines and then these lines, and so it was kind of very comfortable for me, learning the lines before. Um, but I mean, I didn't have also like 1,000 lines. I had a few, a good amount of lines, but it was very manageable. So it was nice. It was fun.
Yeah, and you have experience memorizing a lot of
Yeah.
lyrics and stuff like that, so that probably
Yeah.
helps too.
I actually just shocked myself a few weeks ago because I was auditioning for some schools in New York for acting, and I was like the first time in a while, but I had to memorize like monologues, and I was like, oh my gosh, completely forgot since I hadn't done musical theater or acting, but like musical theater mainly. I hadn't done that in like many years since middle school, and for that, we had to do monologues for the auditions, but I hadn't done a monologue in years, so I was like, monologues, okay, gotta memorize these. And so I tried different ways of approaching the memorization, but it kind of just it clicked in my brain, and now I'm realizing that yeah, that can be towards like some of the music too, like memorizing lyrics to a song. But it was yeah, I shocked myself. I memorized them like in a few days, and I was like, this is amazing. Like I should do this more often, you know?
Yeah. Do you keep up at all with The Voice? Because I noticed you follow some people. Because like Tate Brossa is going to come on eventually on this podcast. I noticed you follow him and a few other people. Do you keep up a lot with The Voice?
Um, we still watch The Voice. Me and my mom. My mom's like an addict. She loves The Voice. She did before, and she still does now. But I'd say that's like one of the only ways we're keeping up watching the show. It's pretty cool seeing all the new talent.
Yeah. Are there anybody that sticks out to you? Like for me, I love from season 20. I like Tate Brossa. I thought he was really good, even though they got rid of him pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then I really love Jim and Sasha. I thought they were great from season
Okay.
21.
I would say one person that sticks out a lot is Carter Rubin. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, super young when he was on the show. He was 14, I think, too. And oh my goodness, the voice on that kid, it was like right when he started singing, I was like, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. Trust. And so, I mean, I was right. He did win. And that was just awesome seeing him go through that experience. It was it was crazy. He has an amazing voice. We still listen to his songs sometimes. Me and my mom, because he has some singles out, like original music. Oh, it's amazing. He has an amazing voice.
Yeah, sometimes I will play his. He has like a compilation on YouTube. It's like all the stuff they did on The Voice. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll listen to that because he's really good.
Yeah, I think there's one song that he sang. I believe it was the song that Kermit the Frog sang. I think he sang that.
Rainbow Connection.
Yes, I think he sang that. I might be wrong, but I think he
Yeah,
sang "Why Are There So
yeah.
Many?" Or like another one that he did. But it was so beautiful. That's one I listen to all the time because he has an amazing voice in that one.
So this one has nothing to do with you, but it's kind of a big topic right now. The slap. Did you see
Oh
that?
my
What
goodness.
do you think about that?
Yeah, I was the only person in my family that stayed up to watch the rest of the Oscars because my parents were like, oh, it's tired. Let me just go. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna watch. And so I was watching, amazing, loving everything, all the awards, especially Dune. I didn't watch it at all. And now like the amount of Oscars that they won made me want to go watch it. I have to go watch that later. But that movie, but yeah, I was loving the Oscars, and then I was just watching, and I'm like, oh, that was an interesting joke. I was like, I I don't know his reaction to that. I don't know what it's gonna be. But I looked at him, and he was laughing, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then I looked at what's her name? Will's
Jada.
wife, Jada. I looked at her, and she was mad. She was angry. I could see it. She went like that, just like that, and I was like, oh no, oh no. And he got up, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way this is happening. And I thought it was staged at first. I was like, oh, this is funny. This is funny. And then it wasn't because they blacked out a few TVs. All my friends were posting it. Like, why did my TV black out? And then mine, it wasn't blacked out. It was just like the sound. The sound was shut off. And you could see his mouth, like, get that, whatever. Like, and then he started cursing, and I was like, all right, this is real. Because there's no way they're going to fake it like that much, you know? But, that was shocking.
Whose side do you take? Chris Rock's or Will's?
They're both, here's the thing, they're both very wrong, but I don't think in that professional setting that something like that should happen. Both things. The joke, yes, they make some questionable jokes, but it's something that probably should have been dealt with like, after, but still sensitive subject, especially since she has the condition. But I don't know, a lot of opinions. I don't take a side because they're both wrong. It's hard to take a side when both like are doing something wrong.
I kind of feel like, they're rich and privileged and all this stuff. They're like the elite of the elite. I'm like, you can take one or two jokes without getting up and slapping somebody. Like, come on. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I've heard a lot of that. I know. I remember the specific moment I watched it happen. I looked at the TV. I was like, okay. I went to Twitter right away. Because I know this. I went to Twitter. I typed in Will Smith. It came up, and I looked at the number. It was like the likes, and it was rolling. It was rolling up. Everyone tweeting. Oh my goodness, it was crazy. I knew it too. I should have posted something because it would have freaking gone viral. But it was happening. So it was crazy.
Get some free promotion.
Yeah, for real. Oh my gosh, did you guys see just what happened on the Oscars? By the way, go check out my music.
Okay, so I want to play a lyrics game with you since you're big into music. See if you can some trivia. So this one, it's kind of older songs because I'm not that cool. I don't know that many modern things that are going on right now. So here's the first one. I ain't got many friends left to talk to. Nowhere to run when I'm in trouble. I'd do anything for you. Stay the night, but keep it undercover. Can you finish those lyrics? Or tell me what song that is?
I don't know. I'm gonna go on a whim. Just because that last line, stay the night, but keep it undercover. And just because of TikTok, I've been hearing this song. I keep it undercover. Living my life on red alert. Is that the song or no?
No,
Different song.
it's a more classic kind of song.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I just want to use your love tonight.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
That song, Josie's on a vacation far away.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, this is hard. I've seen these games been playing, but oh my gosh, I never did it.
That was why I should never do this.
No.
Okay. This one, let's see. Yeah, this one's another classic song. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Thinking of you's working up my appetite. Looking forward to a little blank. Rubbing sticks and stones together makes the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting so exciting.
Like, you want me to fill in the blank?
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking of you. I can't think. I can't think of it. What is it?
Afternoon.
Oh. I don't know if I would have even gotten that.
Looking forward to a little afternoon delight.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Okay, this one is more modern, and it's by somebody that I know you know. I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be all right. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy, and I'm out of my mind.
You're crazy, and I'm out of my mind. Give your all to me. Yeah, that one. All of Me by John Legend. That was good.
That's funny. Let's see.
Wow, it's really different looking at just lyrics.
Yeah, it is. It's
because I even reading that, I knew it, but
especially when you don't hear the tone of it. Like if I sang it like it is, then you would probably know.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. This one's a classic one. It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup and brushes her long blonde hair. And then she asks me,
I don't know, do you love me? Or something.
Nope. Do I look all right?
Oh. No, I knew this one. For real, I knew this one. Do I look all right?
You got one so far. I got a few more left. And I know just why you could not come along with me. That this was not your dream, but you always believed in me. It's I know you know this one too.
And I know just why you cannot come along with me. That's not your dream, but you always believed in me. I can't. I know this one. You think I know this one?
Yeah, I think you know this one.
I don't know. Told me to follow mine or something. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Another winter day has come and gone away.
Oh my god. You're kidding. No, it's like the lyrics don't like click. Dang, I knew that. I know that song.
Yeah, I know. I knew you did. I was like, well, he'll get this one.
I knew that song.
Okay, you'll definitely get this one. So you're gonna have two at least. Someday when I'm awfully low, the world is cold. When the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you. If you don't get this one, Preston.
When I know this one. No. When someday when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. That one.
Yeah.
The way you look tonight. Frank.
I was like, if he gets this one wrong, like you even sang it on The Voice.
Yeah, no, I that for sure clicked. I knew it. But the lyrics again, it's gotta like click, you know.
So yeah, tell me about things that you have coming up right now, things that you have going on aside from college and school. Anything else going on?
It's right now mainly let's finish school. I'm graduating in May, and it's so close. I'm going to finish strong, and I'm going to make connections. I'm going to have a great time. I know I've been working on myself too, you know, working out, eating right, doing all this stuff that's better for me. And then also, let me think. There's nothing huge right now. It's just mainly auditioning and what kind of feels like what I'd usually be doing, but like auditioning now for all the colleges. And it's been tough, but I got a few more, and that's it. And then now it's all just decision time. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to. No, I'm not looking forward to the change. That's what I have to get my mind into, because I have a problem sometimes with, you know, feeling change. It's scary, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just a scary feeling that I have to like get through, but it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so you are nervous.
Very, 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 very nervous. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll do good no matter what. And it'll be cool if we do this again next year to kind of see the transition from like I don't want to do college to like here's the colleges I'm looking at to here's what I'm doing now. Like I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to that for sure.
So yeah, do you have a message for your supporters, all the people that kind of keep up with you and go to all your shows, all that kind of stuff? Something you'd like to tell them before we go?
Yeah, I do. Let's get ready for this next step in my life. For sure. I'm ready. I'm ready to explore.
Well, thanks for coming on, Preston.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is awesome. Can't wait for next year.
Yeah, we got to do it again.
Yeah.